Hiya, it's Katerina, your HSB English teacher. Today I want to share something close to my heart. How to learn vocabulary in a way that feels gentle, effective, and human. If vocabulary has ever felt like a chore or left you feeling frustrated, I see you. Let's make it feel lighter together. Okay, let's be real for a second. How are you actually trying to study vocabulary right now? If you're like most learners, maybe you're staring at words, hoping they'll stick, copying them over and over again, like writing or, just taking notes, trying to cram a full list into your brain in one go, and then feeling bad when you forget them later. Sound familiar? If so, here's what I want you to know. You don't need to do any of that. You're not failing, you're just using a method that doesn't match how memory actually works. So let's stop forcing it and start supporting your brain the way it needs. So let's talk about what actually helps. Here's what works better and honestly feels better too. Use your senses. Look at the word, listen to how it sounds, say it out loud, even quietly, or even just in your mind. This builds multiple paths in your brain, and the more paths you build, the easier it becomes to remember. Also, you need to see or hear a word 5 to 7 times before it really moves into long-term memory. That's just normal. That's just human. That's how your brain protects you from unnecessary information. So don't rush it. Let's use smart repetition instead. I want to introduce you my 3-round system. Let me show you a method I use with my students, and I suggest this method to them. And yep, I use it for myself too. It's called the 3-round check system. So, round 1, listen to the word while looking at it. Put a check mark next to any words you already know or sort of recognize, even if you just, see them and you're like, I think I know what it means, so let's just put a check mark next to it. Second round, come back to the list later and do the same thing. So if you're using a textbook, just cover all of the words first in the first round and then come back to it again. This time, you'll probably add more check marks because, second time you're checking and you're like, oh, I skipped this one before, but I think I know this one. So put a check mark next to it. And third round, repeat once more. Repeat everything I've been talking about. So by now, some words might have 3 check marks. That means, yep, they're starting to stick. Or you know them, you don't have to check them again and again. And after these 3 rounds, your brain is finally ready to absorb new information. You can go back a few more times and really log those words in. In my case, I usually do that 5 to 7 times. Yeah, my memory is not that good. Alright, so in my case, let's say I did it 5 times. So by round 5, most students know the majority of their words. And if you don't, that's totally okay. As I said, it takes 7 rounds for me. You're not behind. You're building memory at your own pace. Everyone has their own pace. And the best part? You can see your progress. You know what's working, what's clicking, and what still needs a bit more time. So you have visualized your progress by now by using those check marks. That kind of clarity is so motivating, isn't it? I just love it. And now, the most important thing I want you to remember. Be soft with you. If you forget a word, even after seeing it a few times, that's okay. That's human. Putting pressure on yourself doesn't help. It actually slows you down. But when you feel safe, calm, and curious, that's when learning flows. So again, stress slows you down. Feeling anxious slows you down. Or even worrying about your progress, again, slows you down. And think about it. When you use English in real life, you'll be chatting with your friends, traveling, laughing, maybe ordering food or telling a story. Not taking a test. Not in a panic mode. So when you study, try to bring that same energy, relaxed, open, and kind. That's where your English will really grow. You're just a human. At the end of the day, you're just a human. And that's a beautiful thing. You're allowed to go slow. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to enjoy this. So don't hide. You're not behind. You're doing exactly what you need to, just by showing up today. And I'm genuinely proud of you. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If this helped, I'd love if you subscribed or shared it with someone else who needs a little kindness in their study routine. And if you ever have a question, I'm just a message away. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.